everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was recently at an antique store, and it was one of those that have all the different booths in it. And as I was going through the booths, I saw the price tags. Of course, I always look at those because I make a lot of those and sell them in my Etsy shop. But as I was going through looking at the tags, I saw just the normal ones, that would have a booth number, what the item was, the size, and the price. And then I saw one that really caught my attention. It had, like, up at the top, it was just a color. I don't remember if it was flowers or what it was. And it kind of had a nice little pretty swoop that come down, kind of like that. And I thought, wouldn't that be pretty to make my own? So I came up with these that are a little bit similar to those. And there's still plenty of room on these to write, your booth number and the item and the size and the price on there. And I think it would just be a really pretty way to display your products. And so I'm going to show you today very quickly how I make these. They come together fast, and of course love any project that's going to come together fast. So for these, I'm using these, and I've got a pile here of tags that I've just cut down to the size of 3 by 1.5. And I thought that was a pretty good, just a basic size. I don't think it's too big or too small. Of course, if you're doing jewelry, you'll want something smaller. If you've got if you're selling like a large dress or something, you might want something a little bigger. But I think this is a pretty good size to start out with. So let me grab one of these, move those up just a wee bit. And for mine, I ended up using just the Stampin' Up! One. It's got a little scallop on it on the top. And also you could use for these, any of these, these old scissors. I kind of started out scrapbooking with scissors like this. This one just has a little jig-jag on it. And this one has a little, I don't know what you call it, a loop-de-loop. And then this one's a little bit prettier. I kind of like the elegance of that look better. So of course you can use those. But I'm just going to stick with this one that I found in my stash of punches that I have. And these are the perfect thing to use up all of our scraps. I love anything that's going to use up my scraps. So let's grab a couple here off the top of this. I think these would be really pretty. I found when I was going through and working on the tops of these that the ones that had a little smaller pattern on them kind of looked better, of course, than the bigger ones did. So to do this, you just need to punch a hole in the top. I like to use my little tag punch that I've got here because it centers it up for me perfectly every time. So I'm going to use that. Because sometimes when I'm using this one, I will punch quite a few. And of course, if you get one right in the center, then you can go through and mark the one behind it, like so, and then come in and punch that. And that will probably get it about right every time. And I'm still a little off on that one, but that's okay. That's the way it goes. All right, back to this. Set that to the side, and we'll just do this one that's right on top here. Just going to slide it in. I'm actually going to flip it over because then I can see it's up against there how I like it. And give it a punch. So to punch a little harder, so 2 hands sometimes. It's a little bit older one, but it still works good. And you can kind of see through there the loops pretty good, so I think that'll be an alright one. Move that over, and I'm going to bring a piece of glue paper in that I can glue on top of. I don't need 10,000 of them, but this one here will be just plenty. All right. And then the way I did this, since this has this little marking here, I'm going to come in and cut that off the bottom. And I'll probably save that for another little piece on something because that's just what I do. But then I'll use my ruler, and I've come in 2.5 centimeters from the bottom of each one of these, so they're relatively going to be the same size. So there's 2.5. We'll mark it on this side. Then I'm just going to do a straight line across. little bit harder to see on that paper, but I think that's pretty good. And then I'm just gonna, since there's three loops here, I'm just gonna center it up on that second one. I'm just gonna use my Elmer's glue. I'll center that up. Make sure it's straight on the back. Then I'll cut down each side. So if you were having a consignment booth or a booth in an antique mall or a clothing boutique, these would be really pretty tags to use. And when you've got a small business, or even if you own your own small business, doing little tags like this is a way to keep your prices down lower. And then I've just got a piece of string over here, and it's, oh, I don't know, about 10 inches long or so. I'll fold it in half, string it through the front, and then we've got a nice little tag that has just a little bit of elegance to it. Okay. So that is all there is to that. I'm going to have these listed in my Etsy shop, and I've got some other ones that are similar to this that have little hearts on them, and I've got some that just have little stripes at the bottom that would also work for that. I sell quite a few of those, so if you ever get a chance or have a need for it, stop by my Etsy shop and look at those. And if you like to do things yourself, well, then here's an idea for you. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.